Namaskar and welcome to this exciting show, Sathology Debunking Mythology. We are, today wanted to bring out some current topic from a panelist from India, very famous person, very popular on social media. The in India the craze, and same thing in the US also, whether it's a Hollywood or Bollywood. The actors are always actors, and unfortunately, people take them as leaders and role models. And personally, I don't want to comment on anybody's life, but some wrong expectations are set in the minds of students and youth when they follow these actors, and the trends that are being set up, like some things like drugs and other things which are totally not good for anyone, because once you get addicted, it can destroy your families, your personal life, your student life, as well as anything that you hope for. So let us discuss that with this amazing guest, Shri Vikas Saraswati. Welcome, Vikas ji.
Namaskar Aditya ji.
Namaskar.
Please accept my greetings from Jamuna Kinara, the banks of Yamuna, Lord Krishna's birthplace. And today is Shubho Mohalaya also. This is actually the of the beginning of Devi Paksh. So a large actually there is a group of people whom we call Shaktas. They worship the divine form of goddess Devi Durga, and starts the beginning of 15 celebration. So great day.
Vikas ji, there is a delay in what you're
Yeah.
speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. You're telling there's a day
So,
today. Yes, Devi,
yeah.
yes.
Yes. So today is Shubho Mahalaya actually, and this is the beginning of the Devi Paksh actually. The Pitra Paksh has just ended. We have given our offerings to our ancestors, and then the Devi Paksh starts today. Of course, it culminates into the Durga Puja, a 10-day celebration, which will happen in a large part of East India. In fact, all over India, all the Shaktas will have some kind of worship, some kind of an observance for this 10 days. So glad to be connecting on this occasion.
Yeah. So this, we've seen this unnecessary expectation raised in movies, whether it's the West or the East, or Hollywood or Bollywood, and we see the big stars crumbling down, and we have seen that, like how they are protecting their own kin. So where is the social responsibility here? Big thing to think about. Like, where is the social responsibility that you, when you become like a hero, then you act like a hero also. What is your point on that?
Very true, Aditya ji. What has happened now over a period of time? See, there have been different genres of art. You had painting, you had writing, novel writing, or any other form of writing, sculptors. So, in last 100 years or so, a new form of art has emerged, which is audiovisual in its presentation, and it's a very powerful medium actually. So it is quite understandable that the impact also is a far larger impact actually. Reading requires some kind of comprehension. You have to submerge yourself into it, and even then, when an author, some great author, writes about something, and in his real life he doesn't measure up to those ideals which he is holding in his writing, uh, I mean, it's unacceptable. But with audiovisual, with the audiovisual medium, no, you see a lot of players come into the making of a movie. One script writer is there, one cinematographer is there, somebody will provide the music. So on the whole, a powerful kind of a thing is created. It will not be wrong to call that it is in fact a medium of art. It is a very powerful form of art, but gradually, as in Hollywood, so in Bollywood also. In India, the film industry is called Bollywood. There has been a gradual kind of a deterioration. You spoke about the social impact of the movie making. Now I think it has come to a level, and which, if you see, no, it is congruous with the ideas or ideals espoused in other spheres also. Nobody takes these ideals very seriously. People are speaking of postmodernism, post-truth, and all that. Same is happening in movies. Morality itself is actually now, first of all, they used to say that there is nothing called absolute moralism. Now, morality itself has come into question. They say, no, no, I mean, you can't expect one set of morals or morality from anyone. So, like, uh, drugs are common. We have seen in case of Indian scenario, no, where all of it is going on. We are seeing this Mumbai episode after Sushant Singh Rajput's death. So there is a drug angle, but there are a lot of people coming and defending, no, no, this is acceptable. What happened if somebody was using drugs and all? So all kinds of morality, whether it is sexual morality, whether it is drugs, whether it is even, I mean, investors have controversy about a movie called Cuties. So where even pedophilia was being defended by in the garb of art and culture. So these people now are not worried, or they have their own versions of very convoluted versions of morality actually. So when we say that nobody is speaking about morality, nobody wants to uphold that morality, actually they have come to a position where they do not recognize the need of morality at all in society. It's a very different medium of art. And then secondly, the mores, the ethics, the moral dimensions of the society also have, not of the society but of this particular group, has also changed. So uh, there is a lot of flux. Like, they don't want themselves to commit to any form of morality. So when we say, no, when you are saying that they're not bothered about morality, perhaps that is their moral
No,
position.
great point, actually. So one of the things that I noticed was, over the years, that even in Hollywood also before, if you look at the old movies, way older than many of the viewers can see, or some of you can relate to that. John Wayne and all those old stars used to be there, and you see some kind of connection with the earth, horses, some local culture, Mexican culture. Most of the movies are shot in California, so most of the times Mexico was a big thing in all the movies. But that touch of the wild west and the on the ground feeling is all gone in Hollywood. Now I think most of the movies are a game, kind of a game, heavily digitized. And in India also, there used to be a time where movies were made about the values from India, majority of the Indians, and slowly it disappeared, completely disappeared. So when the young people they watch these movies, it's like a imaginary world where they want to be, but no message from the movie coming to them. So what do you think on that? What is your opinion on this?
No, very well said, Aditya ji. Just as in Hollywood, no, there was a time when you had movies like To Kill a Mockingbird, and one could sense what Americanism really means, what the American value system actually is. So also we in Bollywood, we in our film industry, Bollywood, had people like Bimal Roy, Rishikesh Mukherjee. By the way, most of them were still leftists only. But
Uh,
even in their movies, no, you could sense that Indianness was there.
yes.
One could relate to those movies. There came a time, those were light movies. There were certain movies which were a bit dark, actually, tragic, and like Mother India and all. So, or Do Biga Zameen for that matter. But, and one could sense that the trials and tribulations of the society, the daily struggle of the common man, all those things found, or if a young man is struggling against the system, whatever it had a connect with India, with the Indian society. No more now, and it is happening as per a design. You see, Karan Johar, the movie locales are also not Indian. I don't know what kind of an audience can relate with that. Half of the movie happens there in New York or LA, and I am very sure that the kind of value system what is portrayed there in this Karan Johar kind of movies is not even the American value system.
Absolutely, not an American value system.
So what they are showing, nobody knows. Like, and but a very critical element, a very important thing has happened here in India, and
Even
this
from
has
an
to.
American point of view, just want to, sorry, I am interjecting. Even from an
uh,
American point of view, those movies are shallow. Now,
okay.
American movies is American culture, mainstream American culture is all about family bonding,
Yes,
conservativeness.
yes,
Girls should not go out in the
yes,
night. This is what Americans think about. It's not about what the Hollywood show you.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely,
and the
absolutely.
boys should be engaged in the some kind of physical labor in the house, and boys
Yes,
should
yes.
not be mixing outside in the night for drugs. This is American culture.
Okay. Yes, 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 yes.
And I don't know what Indians think about American culture. It's very, like,
Ah,
people have been married for 40, they think divorce is very common in America. But I'll tell
yes,
you, 90% of people that I know, maybe I know a very small section, but there is no divorce. There is
great.
no divorce. They're married for 37 years, 48 years, same partner, never changed it, very loyal. This
Yes,
is the kind of, this is what Americans are made of. You
yeah.
look at president,
So,
maybe some presidents you can see in the past that they
uh,
had same marriage, and even if they have multiple marriages, the children are well taken care of.
correct. So Elizabeth Taylor is not the real symbol of the
No, no, no,
American
no.
value.
Even by American standards, she's an outcast.
So, same is the case here. And one important thing has happened over the period of time, Aditya ji, which is about the financing of Bollywood. So, what has happened? There was a very strong studio system up till a point of time. Mehboob Studio, this studio, Bombay Talkies, all those studios were there. They had their own way of generating the funds and all. uh, After a while, a lot of people knew got, and in I can say very well that some ill-gotten money also came into Bollywood, and with that the dimension started changing. There came a period of time when the mafia, the underworld also started investing in the movies. And that is the period, the late 70s and all, when you will see the rise of angry young men. And movies like Diwar and Mukaddar Ka Sikandar, they started coming in and they started glamorizing the underworld or glamorizing the dawn. Up till that time, it was not happening. So you would see some kind of a justification. Actually, what Barkha Dutt is doing today, when she says Burhan Wani is headmaster's son, she is taking a leaf out of that book, which Bollywood has already written. They have shown that Vijay is the worker on the docks, the poor man. He has come because he has suffered a lot, and there is a justification to it. Whatever smuggling he does, whatever nefarious activities, whatever smuggling and all he does, no, it has some kind of a justification. So that is a period from where, and then in the later stages when Daud started financing, it's an open secret about Bollywood that when D Company started financing, there is a long list of such movies. Uh, Once Upon a Time, and then there was a Shah Rukh Khan movie, Rais. Then probably there was a movie about Daud's sister also, Hasina Parker. And of course, on Daud, there are a lot of movies. So they started glamorizing these mafia dons. There was a huge disconnect. Not only they were having a disconnect, not only they were going to foreign locales, they were disconnected from the Indian value system. They started damaging the film industry. They started portraying these things as something normal. So there it is that a big harm to Indian film industry has happened, and you know that how seriously movies are taken in India, because there are very few other arenas, cultural arenas, which have that kind of a popular appeal. People hardly read fiction writing. I think if some book in many languages, in Hindi and all, no, if a book crosses 1,200 readership, it is declared as a bestseller. I'm just sharing this kind of a secret with you. It might come as a surprise to many, but that's the truth. In some languages, no, it is just 500 copies, 500 books, which makes it to the bestseller. So what is happening, because people are not reading, people are not engaging themselves in other kinds of cultural activities. This is the popular culture, and this is from where they take their value system.
No, no, very well put, Vikasji, because this is a real worry for the future of our youth. It's not about current population, about the young population, because the future is belongs to them. Now, one of the things that I have noticed, and you know more about Bollywood than me, but this Sushant Singh case has exposed an element which is like looks like, and that Pakistani intelligence agencies, drug trade from Afghanistan, and the biggest promoter in India are these Bollywood stars,
Yes.
or maybe they are the way in which it enters the society. And so instead of actors trying to make fun of Punjab, and actually they should be concerned that it is all coming through them over there. And so this has a big surprise. Now I'll tell you one another parallel to American system. If the American police finds out or gets a hint that the drug is moving in some circles of the society, the DEA is going to jump in and make sure that that is stopped immediately. Very strong in that, just like the NCB of India, Narcotics Control Bureau. But I have a question: why till now they didn't act? So in the Bollywood, the see, I'll just draw the parallels because you put the problem very correctly. Now in US, if the in US it's called DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, similar to what you have NCB, Narcotics Control Bureau. So in the US we have DEA, Drug Enforcement Agencies, and they proactively monitor the movement of drugs in the entire country. And and it's a federal offense to consume in the public domain in a party or anywhere else. And and so there is a recreational use now allowed in California, but it is not beyond a certain limit. But definitely you cannot propagate and show others that it is hip or cool. That is not allowed. You will not see a single advertisement or any kind of there are due warnings given. In the case of India, now these in India, even the possession is illegal, and which is a much stronger law that you can be jailed for just possession.
Absolutely.
So where is the enforcement? Because I think police is not enforcing, looking at the celebrity status of the person.
Very true, very true. Uh, in fact, no, the record of all these agencies, NCB is primarily the agency responsible for it. It has been very poor actually, and as you said, no, the drug angle and all. There had been certain movies which were openly kind of like promoting the drug use. One movie was thankfully not permitted. There is a gentleman called Anurag Kashyap. He has had a troubled past, but he has kind of normalized. Another movie he made when Punjab elections were about to come, where he said no, that Punjab is into drug problem and all that, and we should take serious note of it. But there was another movie, probably his first movie, which was kind of glamorizing actually the use of drugs and all. So what we see here in India, and there was one more movie, No Smoking, which he made later on. It's probably not for, about drugs, but then he shows now like how people become so rigid, so hard on people consuming some kind of intoxication which they should not. So that also was kind of a promotion of intoxication or smoking, if not of drugs. But this gentleman is actually promoting drugs. Very conveniently, it is alleged that one political party was, I mean, using him to make one more movie about Bollywood where he changed his stance. That's a different matter. But here, a filmmaker is actually promoting the use of drugs. Thankfully, one movie was not allowed. His first movie, Paanch, that was not allowed by the censors. But you will find it shocking that somebody takes that kind of risk in Hollywood.
Many times Indians don't realize they learn the American accent, but they don't
Ah,
understand American values. You know,
yes,
they
yes,
think that America has become the richest country of the planet by
yes,
accident or
yes,
by following what they show in Hollywood. In fact,
absolutely.
in America, the armed forces are respected a lot, just like India.
Yes, yes,
They you know, if there is a armed personality or any person from the veteran who has fought a war, or he's given the first chance to enter the plane, he's given the first chance to stand in the line in the grocery, and
very
people
nice.
make their way for them, for a soldier,
Yes,
and people make their way for other retired soldiers also. There's a big respect for the armed forces here. And in India also they show, but it's not driven by the Hollywood culture. Totally separated. So somehow the wrong impression has been sent where they try to copy the West on the things which the West also doesn't follow. It's a very conservative society, and they also try to imitate them. But the what the West is interested in India, they don't understand. No Americans becomes impressed with Indian poverty in Mumbai. You know, Mumbai or Delhi or any other city, you know, as compared to the Western cities, they're very dirty. But the same Western person will go on the streets of Kashi and Varanasi without shoes.
right,
You know,
right,
not to demean the culture, because for them that is more valuable. That is something unique.
correct.
And so if the Indians show their original culture, which they have trying to reject as mythology and not
Yes,
true and putting doubt, so the Americans say these guys have no identity, no self-respect. So
absolutely.
Americans, speaking of the culture of Hinduism, they would like to go to Vrindavan, Rishikesh, even Goa. Goa, you know, not the Goa of Goa, but Goa has temples, beautiful temples, Shivaji Maharaj palaces.
Yes,
This is what attracts them. Hampi, you'll see so many Americans in Hampi
yes,
and Rameshwaram, worshipping
yes,
Ram or Shiva, or at least writing books on them. May not
yes,
be right, but at least doing that.
yes,
So the disconnect with the Bollywood has with Indian people as well as to the Western is
very true.
phenomenal. But they get they sell their tickets to uneducated populations in cities or small towns
Yes,
where they sell. Uh, you know, that is also big corruption, I heard. But this disconnect of Bollywood or Indian media generally is now being exposed by the social media and also the patriotic media of India. Times
yes,
Now, Republic TV, and all these people are doing it. So,
yes.
what is your view on this? What is this trend leading to?
So this again is not happening without a design, Aditya ji. This is happening as per a design actually. Uh, there is a very pronounced anti-Hindu bias in Bollywood. You are speaking about the spiritual aspect of Indian society, which doesn't get reflected in Bollywood. I think in the last 30, 40 years, if I have to remember, there was just one movie by a Kerala director in Bollywood, which showed the ashrams in a positive way. Other than that, uh, a saffron robed person is invariably a villain, and the goons, no, the political goons, they apply that vermilion Maharavar tilak. So anything Hindu is retrograde. That's the kind of narrative they are putting. There was a very interesting column written by an IIM Ahmedabad professor Dheeraj Sharma in Hindustan Times. Now, Hindustan Times is a very mainstream newspaper in India. You can't even club it with Times Now or Republic. It is as secular as you get. So he, from a limited study, he is putting out certain data. That data will very interest your viewers. What he finds is that he has collected a list of some 50 random movies, and the kind of stereotyping which is being done there. 78% of the women in these movies who happen to be Christian are shown as promiscuous women of loose character. That's the kind of stereotyping they are doing. 58% of the corrupt politicians have Hindu Brahmin name. 62% of the corrupt businessmen were Vaishyas from the Vaishya community. 74% of Sikh characters were an object of laughter, comedians. 84% of Muslims were religious and honest. So this is the kind of portrayal what Bollywood is doing. Now, with that kind of an overwhelming statistics, one can't say that it's not happening with a design. It is happening with a design. And then there are a lot of people who have said, no, the kind of story, because the money comes from there, no money, a lot of money comes from Dawood's side. So he will decide what the storyline should be. Certain times of very subtle narratives will be put in. Say like, I remember a movie made by Sanjay Leela Bhanshali, which is Ram Leela. And then Ram Leela is a very popular cultural thing in India, no? So the character's name is Ram, and somebody inquires, where is Ram Bhai? He's the protagonist of the movie. And the lady says that your Ram Bhai will be there doing some Ras Leela in Hanuman Gali. See how cleverly they are connecting the two things. Ram with Hanuman in a pejorative manner, in a wrong way. So that's kind of the subtle narrative which is going. The songs, virtually every Devi, or be it Radha, be it Durga, you will find a very negative portrayal, all in the name of fun. So there was a song about Radha, Radha Teri Chunri. It's a vulgar kind of a song. Same has happened with Durga also. Doesn't happen without design, because see, these people will not take a chance, such a chance with other communities. There was another movie somewhere in 2004 or 2005 where a lady is shown to be in sexual relations with a Christian padre. You won't believe, for all the halla balu about free speech, this and that movie didn't show the daylight. It couldn't come into the theaters. In 2005 it was made, it was never released. So they take all these chances only with the Hindu community. Then of course they keep portraying, as you were saying about America, no, how the US Army gets respect. Here in the last 10-20 years, particularly after UPA came in, this is after 2004, when a strong narrative was being built about saffron terror in India, Bollywood was also contributing from its end, and it was showing military officers, army officers in the wrong light, showing them in cahoots with terrorists, trying to hound innocent Muslims. Those kind of characters also, I mean, unimaginable. As you were saying about America, no, our people have taken liberties which like transcend all bounds of decency and shame. Nowhere in any society, every society has certain aspects which are sacrosanct to it. Here in India, they have transgressed all those boundaries. So you have a villain who is a army colonel or an ex army colonel, and he wants to establish a Hindu Rashtra. Nobody finds Hindu Rashtra terrorists actually anywhere. But see how clever these people are, or rather how cunning they are. The kind of acts in this particular period which I was mentioning, 2004 to 2000, there were a number of serial blasts undertaken by the Islamists. And now the Bollywood is showing that Hindu terrorists are there who are after the innocent common Muslims. That kind of a narrative was being set here.
No, very well said. And I think many of the Western students also don't know, or Indian American students don't know, that the particular man, the word Dawood that we took, he's an international terrorist designated by the UN living in Pakistan. And that's why the Pakistan country as a country is in trouble for terror funding at the international levels. Now this particular terrorist, he's been operating through multiple Indian actors, which came out in the Sushant Singh Rajput case. Actors such as Salman Khan's name is very prominently featured there. And also, as an American, I can speak openly. You can decide to answer or not to answer. So Salman Khan's name came, and somebody in LA, Anil Musrat, sorry, from UK, Anil Musrat, and Tony Ashai. Tony Ashai, he hosted Shah Rukh Khan's son in Los
Yeah.
Angeles,
Yes.
University of Southern California film program. Now, these are internationally known, you can say connected to terrorists worldwide, including Pakistani ISI, which is funding most of these terror groups. And now Shah Rukh Khan and even Amitabh Bachchan kept quiet for so long, and now we know the angry young man was actually not so angry at all, and he was just playing on the. So with this glaring drug mafia, terror mafia, syndicates coming out in the open, and people openly questioning people like Mahesh Bhatt, Alia Bhatt, and all this nonsense which goes on. Will Indian government act, or these people are will have to be again rejected by the people? What is the option?
It's a very good question, actually, Aditya ji. I too wish that something happens and then we get an opportunity to clear this nuisance, which goes by the name of Bollywood. Uh, as you rightly said, no, these are the people who take up all those placards denouncing this, denouncing that, freedom of expression, and down with so and so, down with. But these are the same people who go and dance in Anil Musarraf's party, or they hobnob with Tony Ashai. And that is the reason, no, this lobby is so particular that India Pakistan people to people contact should remain, because their communication, their means of communication should not stop, because that will hamper their agenda, and that will hamper their money flow also. So it happens that way. Now I wish that something happens, government takes cognizance. A lot of nonsense has been created. You took the name of Mahesh Bhatt. Many of your viewers not might know that in 2611 case, where David Coleman Headley, one of the accused, he was roaming around with Mahesh Bhatt's son, and he was showing him all the places for 30-40 days. He was showing him around. So that's a very grave charge, actually, and he got let off without any consequences, without having to face anything. So the, this is a deep state, actually. Just as in Latins know there is a group, this Bollywood complements that Latins group, and these people form a part of that deep state. No, if we have a little time, Aditya ji, Indic Academy founder Shri Hari Kiran ji, he often says that India is divided into two sets of people, or rather two sets of forces. One is a set of people who believe, who recognize that India is an ancient culture which has values in Bharatvarsh. So, and our constitution also says India, that is Bharat. So, this freedom movement, this Mughal oppression, Muslim invasions were all part of a long journey. But there is another force which is determined to say that 1947 is where India came into existence. This whole of Lutyens lobby, this Bollywood gang, they are part of that group. Their sinister activities are one thing, but they actually also want to foist one another narrative on India, which is that it has no past, it is just a recent geography, and all this Hindu religion, all this spirituality, India should get purged of it. Secularism is their excuse, actually. They want India to purge all that thing. So that's why everything Hindu is shown in bad light. Sufi music will be there, everything else will be there, but they have a big problem with Hindu spiritualism, Hindu ancestry, Hindu national knowledge and traditions. So that's a big problem for them.
It looks like Bollywood is a tool in the hand of not people to people contact, but ISI to Bollywood contact.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I think the people, very few people realize that it's a Ghazwa-e-Hind philosophy at work by the
Work.
Ummah, global Muslim Ummah. And
Yes.
so Bollywood is a tool in the hand of those kind of attackers against Hinduism. And there's a very, there's a famous actor in India called Saif Ali Khan.
Ah,
And when
yes.
his idea of India was exactly what you're saying,
Yes.
the
He
India
named his
came
son
into
Premu.
existence. Yes, and he's named his son on the names of a killer who killed 100,000 Hindus. He made up
Yes.
piles of Hindus in Chandni Chowk in India,
Yes.
and with such disdain, disregard, humiliation to Hindus. That's how they put their name. The Tamur, which is like glorifying 100 times equivalent of Osama bin Laden. And I don't know what kind of respect, and the media keeps showing that thing. They're teasing.
Keep-
They're
Yes.
teasing lot of Indians, teasing. And the second son might be Aurangzeb or someone else who also killed 100,000. So
They
this
are
is
they,
and
so
these
Aditya,
actors are
they are doing
popular.
their part. Correct, correct, correct. So academia, the leftists in academia, the Naxals in media, and this Bollywood gang, everybody is doing their bit. Everybody is doing their part. For India, a post 1947 constitutional India, devoid of its spiritual ancestral roots, Hindu roots, is actually a place which is supposed to be up for grabs, whether it is the missionaries, whether it is the Islamists, or whether it is the Maoists. But it is a place up for grabs to be taken away. It is not a country. That is their feeling, and that is why they are so invested in this 19 post 1947 idea of India. These people keep calling it idea of India. No, that idea of India is basically an India up for grabs.
Yeah, I think they are deriving from a book published by the one of the most nowadays not so popular Prime Minister of India, Discovery of India. I think
Yeah,
it was Undiscovery of India,
and
with all
discovery.
the fake news was published as a Discovery of India.
Yes, yes,
At Sathology, we are trying to work on the real history, real timelines. So if I look at the background of Indian movies and till 1980s or before 1980s, there are a lot of movies on the culture of India where Mahabharata, Ramayana, many stories of Hanuman were very common when Dara Singh used to act as Hanuman. But over the years, all those things have been moved to the television now. And so now television is the one carrying those news. But in the mainstream filmmaking, short filmmaking, the characters are taken, like Bahubali was once a good example where they showed a story from Mahabharata but changed the character, but at least it conveyed some kind of values, and it was hugely popular. I think anything more popular than any of the Khan brothers. Now, why, or I think this purge can bring back such kind of directors and storytellers, because Indian scriptures have so many stories. Like one of the best love story I can ever read in Mahabharata is Nal and Damayanti. I mean, it has got all the pins of a super hit movie. Uh, you know, is there a hope that after this purge and removal of all these Three Idiots was just a movie, but here are multiple idiots you're talking about who work with the
But
ISI. And is there a hope for purging them and bringing back the original mainstream writers, mainstream storytellers, mainstream directors, neither right nor left? Is there a hope like that in India?
Aditya hope, but only after this purge happens. No, with this kind of lot, it will never happen. You mentioned Bahubali; it didn't come from Bollywood; it came from Telugu film industry. Okay, so this kind of a thing will not happen in Bollywood. I am very sure about it, because the levers of the financial levers, other logistics are all controlled by this gang. They will not allow anybody else to come in. Uh, uh, in Hollywood, have you seen second, third, fourth generation directors? Maybe for one exception like Coppola and all. Do you see the third generation also? One in one family, you keep getting directors. in one family you keep getting actors. It's not a phenomena. New blood comes in, fresh blood, ideas come in. So that is not happening here in Bollywood. There is no chance until the present lot is there. They will guard their turf, and with that, because it's now not only entertainment, it is an agenda actually. So very viciously, very vehemently, and as you said, all those ISI money is there, Dawood's money is there. So it comes with his own baggage. It is in the interest of country that this purge happens, and then we get rid of all this nonsense which goes by the name of Bollywood.
No, very well said and very well put. A lot needs to be said and done for viewers who are watching this show. So, one last question which has come from the viewers is the Indian dances.
Uh-huh.
So, is that India has a culture of dances like traditional dances, which are very elegant, and we have a lot of live shows in the U.S. Where Americans learn Bharatanatyam, and it's very popular. There's a very popular dancer here, Ratna. She's a Krishna devotee from ISKCON, and she does many shows in the US and extremely popular. Extremely means she has a live following of rich following. But what they show in Bollywood is a mixture of Western fusion, cabaret, and other things. Now, will and you I know the answer, but the question from the viewer is that will Indian government make a formal body to protect the original dance forms of India, like Bharatnatyam, Kathakali, and other those traditional dance forms which were used to glorify a spiritual culture?
I think because Bollywood is not a sarkari thing, it's not government. It's not a government thing, so government cannot force any form of art or any form of dance to be incorporated there. But the question is very important actually, in the sense that you see uh, the heroines of yore, the heroines of past, Vajanti Mala, Hema Malini, all these ladies know they had a strong grounding in dance forms, one dance form or the other. Presently, it is not a requirement. Some also had some initiation in music. Presently, that also is not there. And this art and dance is, I mean, dance and singing is not the only thing. You see the language of the Bollywood also. Maula Ali, that like all the Sufi invocations, it is there. Hindi is looked down upon. There are no songs for Krishna or Ram for a very long time. Probably one song was written by Javed Akhtar in one movie, Swadesh, and that's all. Like if you go 10, 20, 30, 40 years in a predominantly Hindu country, there are no like bhakti songs there in the movies. And whereas you see in the early 50s, early 60s, 70s, the first movie in India itself was Raja Harishchandra. So it has taken such a dip now that art forms are absent. The language totally has changed. In fact, one very popular lyricist, Majnu Sultanpuri, he gave a challenge one time that it is impossible for any songwriter in Bollywood to write a song in chaste Hindi without the use of proper one Hindu Urdu word. Pradeep, there was another Indore-based poet. He took up the challenge. He wrote. There are quite a many of them actually. Neeraj wrote, Pradeep wrote. Shailendra was writing a lot of lyrics in chaste Hindi and all. But that this shows you the kind of arrogance actually which was there, and it has happened. It is still there in Bollywood that we are giving you everything. This all this art culture is our gift to you. You have nothing of yours. So the reader who asked, he asked a very important question, but I feel this is to be taken up by the industry people themselves, and unless the cleanup happens, I don't see a chance, because there is a lobby, there is a caucus, and they have their vested interests.
Yeah, I think what they have given is a culture of promoting lustiness,
Yeah.
and they have no other thing. So if they say we have given you, yes, you have given all the wrong things. So we have to correct it, because they cannot continue with the same narrative now. People are educated, and the drug addicts cannot run this show. and the lusty people cannot bring peace. So with
Absolutely.
that, we end here, and thank you so much for this show. And I hope it's very educative for viewers. And our hope is always to debunk mythology, and that was the mythology of Bollywood. And so, please, viewers, keep watching. Do subscribe and come back for another discussion. And today there was a story of Hanuman live by Bhakti Samrat Swami. So keep watching that and let us know your feedback. Namaskar.